to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Hope this is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. My name is Petrilli, here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. So, I'm going to be teaching you guys one of my favorite early Stone songs from 1965. Get Off of My Cloud. Really fun one here. Great bar chords, great melody lines, great strumming. It's just a wonderful tune to know that has a lot of great techniques. So we're going to break down all of that stuff today. And make sure you have an electric guitar and go ahead and put it in standard tuning. As always, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really does help me out a lot. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including these just absolutely, truly incredible telly pickups from the Fluence line. They're just chimey and delicious. Everything and more that you can expect from some great telly pickups. So I encourage you, click the link down below to learn more about these. They're fantastic. And many of you ask how you could support me for these lessons. I have a Bandcamp page. I have a Patreon. Links are down below. Check that out. I absolutely thank you in advance. So before we get started, you know, I like to ask a question. So please do let me know where you are tuning in from. And how about your favorite sing-along? Put in the comments below. I want to know. So grab your electric guitar, standard tuning. Let's have some fun today. It's a really, really fun one to know. So Get Off of My Cloud by the Rolling Stones. Let's do this. So let's get started. What's great about the intro, and we're going to be looking at the rhythm part first, is that this covers obviously the intro as well as the verses. So we're covering a lot of ground here. As far as the key that we are in today, we are in the key of E major, okay? And the chords that we're dealing with in the intro and verses is going to be E, A, B, and then back to A. And we're going to repeat this a bunch of times, okay? So I'm just going to highlight the intro for a bit, and then I'll talk to you about how we play this intro and verse section, okay? So nice and slowly. I'm going to slow it a little bit than I did at the top. So here we go. So what we notice here, okay, we got some bar chords, we got some cool grip chords here with that A and B. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're first going to start with an E major bar chord, okay, located on the 7th and 9th frets respectively. Tonal centers that we need for the E major chord, again, E, G sharp, and B, the 1, 3, and 5. So to build this chord, first finger, lay it across the 7th fret of the A string through the high E string, okay? Make sure that finger is nice and straight. Get as close to the fret as you can without touching it. From there, your third finger, placing that on the 9th fret of the D string, G string, and B string, reminding yourself of the tonal centers, E, G sharp, and B, okay? We're gonna start with hitting the open low E string, striking the E major bar chord, then lightly, okay, with the side of your strumming hand, okay, placing it on top of the strings. Why are we doing this? We don't want the chord to sustain out. We want it nice and snappy. So making sure that our wrist, okay, is nice and supple as we do this, okay? So, just like that. Let's do this a few times here. Once more. That's what we're looking for, okay? Nice and snappy, nice and punchy. From there, we're gonna grip this A major chord, tonal centers here, A, C sharp, and E. So first finger, laying that across, okay, the 5th fret of the B string and the high E string. So those notes are E and A respectively. From there, get your second finger, placing that on the 6th fret, the G string, okay, it's going to be our C sharp, and then third finger plays A, 7th fret of the D string. From there, an upstroke, and then a downstroke, and then again, muting with the side of the hand. We want these chords nice and punchy. Just like that. Let's do that a few times. Once more. So that's what we're looking for. Now we come to the B major chord. So we know, okay, A and B are a whole step apart. So for us guitar players, we are going to move a whole step, right? That's 2 frets for us. So from the 5th, 6th, and 7th fret, slide that up. Okay, so that first finger across the 7th fret of the B string, E string, the second finger on the 8th fret of the G string, and then third finger on the 9th fret of the D string. So tonal centers here for a B major chord, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Okay, so down stroke, up stroke, mute the side of the hand. Let's do the whole thing. Just like that. Now, once we get back to A, okay, this is the last chord in the cycle of this progression, we're gonna play it like this. So we strum it once, and then a series of upstrokes and downstrokes. And then mute. One more time. So for the first cycle, that's how he plays that final A chord. When we repeat, he starts to, so Keith Richards, he really plays with the timing and the pocket of this song. It's so, so great. He doesn't do it the same way twice. Really awesome. So what we've got here is really go wild on that last one. Da, 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 when you're strumming it out. So the whole thing will sound like this. Let's go to that E chord. Not D, not yet. Repeat that. So like that. Really, really fun stuff. So that is our rhythm intro. So let's now go ahead and look at the Brian Jones part. So what's happening here, it's really great, really, really melodic and hooky, which I think is absolutely what you want when you're writing a great lead line. So what's happening here, I watched the 2013 live concert version where Keith Richards is playing this part. It looked and sounded like this to me. So I'm gonna play it through and then I'm gonna show you guys how to play it. So what's happening here? Some really cool notes that we are playing together while having that high open E string that's nice and chimey through this part. So what we're gonna do here, and again, I'm gonna kind of emulate how Keith played this live. So first 2 fingers, first finger on the, 9th fret of the G string, okay? So that's gonna be our E note. We're gonna get our second finger here, okay, on the 9th fret of the B string. So that's gonna be a G and then include that high E. That's how that should sound. So strum that out, and this, we want the sustain. No need to mute, let it ring. Now, third finger, what I want you to do is I want you to play that A note at the 10th fret of the B string. And we're gonna release it and then bring it back. Release it, bring it back for a couple times here. Just like that. Let it ring out. Let's do that again. Okay, just like that. All about the sustain here. Now, with that next move, we're gonna slide this up. Okay? What we want, first finger, 11th fret of that G string, that's an F sharp. And then that third finger on the 12th fret of the B string, B. And then we have that chimey E underneath. Let's do that slowly. Okay, again. Now, what we're gonna do here, it's got some attitude and we slide it back. We're gonna be quick about it, okay? From that 12th fret to the 10th fret of that B string, really make sure you hit that B string, just barely wanna hear that B note, bring it back to A at the 10th fret. Like that. Give it a little attitude, really helps it a lot. So here we go, let's do that again. Again. Okay, now from there, that's what we want to do next. So we lift, release, lift, release of that third finger on that A note. So we're going between the A and the G sharp. One more time. Again. Great, simple, beautiful, melodic, hooky line. Really doesn't get better than that. So that's what's going on as the lead guitar, okay, in those verses and in that intro. So really great stuff. Leave it to the Stones, you guys. Really great. So we play through that intro, becomes the verse, repeat, repeat, repeat. You got the lead line, repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, then we're gonna get into our chorus. So let's first look at the rhythm part of the chorus. I'm gonna play through it nice and slowly here. Really, it's a series of power chords, and then you got some nice grippy chords at the end. So I'm gonna play through it slowly. This is the chorus, so that, hey, you get off of my cloud. Okay, those are the chords, so here we go. And then back. To that intro, okay? So what's going on here is we have an E power chord, or if you want to play the full E major, you can kind of do that too. So what's going on here, get that E chord or the E5. If you're going to do the E5, only play the low E string, A string, and D string. Why is this? Well, an E5 includes just two notes, an E note and a B note. So we have the open E, that B note, second fret of the A string, and then another E note here at the second fret of the D string. Okay, so it's nice and big and foundational, right? But if you don't trust yourself sometimes with your strums, I'm guilty of this too. Playing the E chord will get you there, because if you do this, it's minor, and we don't want that, you guys. We want a major chord there, okay? So sometimes for insurance, I like to have that first finger there with the G sharp. That's just me. So we're gonna strum that twice, whatever E5 or E major you choose to play. Okay, from there, we're gonna go to a G sharp power chord, okay? So what you're gonna do there, fourth fret of that E string, that's where G sharp lives, okay? Then you're gonna go to the sixth fret of the A string, okay, there's your D sharp, D as in dog, and then another G sharp there, sixth fret of the D string. So we've got, okay, from there, slide it up a half step to play the A5. And again, that's an A note, an E note, and an A note. From there, you're going to go to B. So slide that A5 power chord up a whole step. That'll leave you on the 7th fret of the E string, 9th fret of the A string, and then 9th fret of the D string. So notes that we were playing here. We're playing a B and an F sharp and another B. Okay? So just like this. And then just go right back to A, okay? So we're gonna repeat this a few times. Follow along, and again, be sure to click that thumbs up button if you're enjoying these lessons, okay? And I encourage you to share it with a friend. It really helps me out a lot. So here we go. E, G sharp, A, B, back to A. Let's do this. Let's do that again. Let's play it a little faster. So that section, it's going to be repeated 3 times. At the end, okay, and watching the live version, this is how they chose to do it, which I thought was really, really great. Brings a beautiful lift and chiminess to the end because you're playing a lot of power chords, so it's nice when you have something nice and bright at the end. Okay, with that D and B chord, just played a little bit differently. So what's going on here is we're only going to do this section 1 time. Okay, we're playing a D chord to a B chord. So we're going to do here. If you are able to do the thumb, I encourage you. It's awesome. I'll give you another way to play this in a second. But watching both Ronnie and Keith play this live, they had the thumb there. So we'll do that too. Okay, so with the D chord, we're going to play our thumb and we're going to place it on the 10th fret of the E string, which is where the D note lives. Okay. So from there, first finger, we're going to place that across the 10th fret of the B string and high E string respectively. So we know that to be A and we know that to be D. Okay, so just like that. From there, place your second finger on the F sharp 11th fret of the G string and then third finger on D, 12th fret of the D string. So you can choose to really go at it, or again, Keith Richards really plays in the pocket here. So I encourage you, what you're feeling, okay, make sure you're locked into that pocket, locked into the drums. Then, this same exact shape we're gonna play as a B chord. So if you're at the 10th fret, 11th fret, and 12th frets here, D, F sharp, and A, the notes that build D major, we're gonna slide it back because now we want the tonal centers of B, D sharp, and F sharp to play that B chord. So same shape, bring it from that 10th fret, right there, to D, okay, to B, 7th fret. Okay, and really dig in. So here's that chorus, 2, 3, 4. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Zoning around, da, 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 da. It's cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go through that chorus a couple times, make sure, it's starting to feel really comfortable. And again, I want to mention this. If that thumb chord with B and D, or D and B, if that's too much right now, just play them as bar chords. The thing here is we want it nice and chimey and nice and bright. So really include those high strings to have that nice lift. Okay, so I encourage you. Play it like that if the thumb chord is maybe a little outside of your comfort zone or playing zone right now. But I encourage you, work up to it because you can play this. I'm rooting for you. All right. So let's go through the chorus a couple times and then we'll throw in an intro verse and then we'll look at what's happening with the lead guitar line underneath the chorus and then we will call it a day. I want to make sure you got the rhythm nice and wonderful, nice and funky and in the pocket. So here we go, chorus, and then we'll do some intros and then some choruses. This will be a lot of fun. Again, thumbs up if you're enjoying the video. All right, here we go. From the top of the chorus. Intro. verse. Chorus. I'm going to do a bar chord here for my bar chord people. Okay, so really great stuff there, and I encourage you, listen to the album version and see how Keith Richards is really playing through that timing. Sometimes, like in a verse, and I noticed, I believe it was the third verse. Please, if this is wrong, someone please correct me in the comments. He does some really great stuff. So for an example, just really plays with the timing and is so locked in with the drums. Just phenomenal, phenomenal pocket. I'm such a huge fan of pocket and dynamics, can you tell? So great stuff. So now let's go ahead and look at the lead guitar line. Again, from that live video, kind of to the best of my eyes and ears, this is what I'm thinking is going on there. So what we've got is this. I'm going to play through it slowly. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that part by part. So what's happening here, we're going to start, okay, with that E major chord. Hit the low E string, which is E, then hit your B note, then G sharp, back to the low E. Let's do that again. Just like that, okay? So from there, we're gonna do next. So we're gonna get our third finger. I want you to place that on the G sharp, okay? First finger on the second fret of the A string, another B note, okay? And then your fourth finger on the fourth fret of that D string, so that's gonna be an F sharp. And we are going to strike it in this way, G sharp, B, F sharp, back to B. Again, to E. Now to G sharp. Just like that. Let's take it again. See how they really blend into one another? It's pretty awesome. Let's do that again. From there, we're going to go to A. Okay, so we're going to do here, okay? Get your second finger and third finger, placing them on the second fret of the D string and G string respectively. So those notes, we got E, and we got A. Okay? So open A string, A, E, A, then back to the low A. Just like that. You can do this. Now let's combine it, kind of give you context on how this is going. Let's do that one more time. Just like that. So we want that G sharp leading into A between the G sharp and the A. So let me do that one more time. Just like that, okay? So from there, we're gonna go to B. so this B5 chord, hit the B note here with your first finger on the second fret of the A string with your third and fourth finger, okay? I want you placing those on the fourth frets of the D string and G string. Play them together. Then, with your first finger, this is how I like to do this, first finger across the second fret of that D string and G string. I'm going back to that A5, hitting the low A note, and then striking, okay, that E and that A together. And then we repeat, okay? Again, you can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. Really taking my time here. Let's do this together, whole thing. Again. Okay, really great stuff. So really fun song here. That's what's going on. And then once we get to the doning around, okay, that part, what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna play power chords of that D5 and B. Okay, and really chug along those chords. So how we do that, first finger on the fifth fret, the A string, so that's your D note. From there, third finger and fourth finger on the seventh frets of the G string, or the D string and G string respectively. Okay, so we have a D note, an A note, a D note. And then bring that to B5. B note, F sharp, B note. Okay, so we've got this. And then your intro. Such a fun song, such a fun song. So I encourage you, take this part by part, bit by bit, go slow, because you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So really take your time, go through each of the parts. This is a fun one to play with a group of people. You got another guitar buddy, I encourage you, invite him over, and you guys play this together. It is so much fun. Music is more fun when you share it with others. At least I think so. So it's a ton of fun. Great song. Again, covers a lot of ground. We lock into a cool pocket in the rhythm. We have these really great melody lines that are nice and hummable. So these are all, I think this song really exemplifies like so many great things about what makes a great song. So really, again, a fun one to play with some great technique. Those are always songs that I like to bring to the table here on the Riff Rundown. So I hope you enjoyed this one, because I sure did. Love this song a ton. Really great one to play. And as always, want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me do these lessons week after week. We are almost at 5 years of doing these Riff Rundowns. So most certainly, I want to thank all of you. Thank you for tuning in over these last 5 or so years. And we've really built a beautiful community here, and thank you so much for sharing these videos with friends. And again, I consider myself like a guitar, mentor. I like to share what I know. I am still a student of this instrument. I am humbled and still learning new things every day with the guitar. So thank you for being on the journey with me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, this is such a blast. So folks, play a lot of music today. Music really does make the world a better place. And again, it's just, such a joy to teach you guys what I know and to bring a little joy into the world. Makes me happy. So again, thank you all so much. And I wanted to say too, those of you in LA, I'm playing a show January 27th, 2026 at the Mint in Los Angeles. So ticket link is down below too if you want to check that out. So as always, wishing you much success on your musical journeys. Folks, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.